Well, let's get my picture up here, such as it is. It's a Saturday afternoon, and you're probably, well, I don't know if you can or not, but you may hear my, hi, you may hear my husband mowing outside the window. I don't know. Anyway, I wanted to just, I don't know, enjoy my covers a little bit. So I'm going to share those with you here. Um, book one, book two. Book one is behind me. You can see it. Um, but I've also got book two out, and the thing that I'm especially loving about book two is that Christopher painted it for me. He painted the original, and then we handed it to the cover designer, and she did some tweaking to make it a really good cover, and we both learned from that process. So I'm trying to get a definitive yes out of Christopher that he'll paint cover number three. I'm sure he will, but that's my husband. He's just like, he won't say yes. He just won't do it. I think he will. But we learned some things, that can make it better, and pictures are not my thing. They really are not my thing. I can do words, I can do numbers. Don't ask me to do images or graphics or all the instructions that can come, with things that you buy. They have reduced them to picture instructions. It's like this foreign language to me, and I'm lost. I can't do it. So I have to have my husband or my son's interpret for me. Yeah, that's the way it is. Anyway, I am learning, getting better at it, I hope. So I hope you're going to enjoy this. Let me share my screen with you. Screen one. Okay, which is going to be kind of weird because it's going to show this on there until hold on, maybe that's not what I want to do. Let me move this out of the way. Okay, now it's going to look like I'm screen one, share. Okay, so you should be seeing a black screen right now. All right, so if I share image one with you, you should be seeing my book cover right now. That's book one. So on just to share the journey a little bit with book one, I went to I went and found a cover designer on readsy.com, which was recommended to me by a young friend. Thank you, Lauren, who had published her first book. And I selected someone and I told her kind of what I wanted, but I just felt like so inept at telling her what I wanted. Well, she went and found a bunch of images, and Christopher and I worked together to narrow it down to this image that we liked. And the image itself is much bigger. And then the cover designer, her name is Lynn, she did a bunch of different aspects on it. And eventually we decided that we liked this one. And then she did a bunch of different lighting amounts. I'm not going to get all the words right. And then she did some different font types and she did some different font colors. And ultimately, we made one decision after another until we came to this. Well, people have just almost universally loved this cover. Sometimes you'll like something, but you don't speak on it. But people seem to respond to this cover. Really enjoyed it. And that's been a lot of fun. However, it made me really nervous going into book two because I'm like, it's kind of like a movie sequel. I mean, I think we've gotten jaded enough in this day and age that we're like, yeah, sequels are almost never as good, you know? And so I didn't want to come out with book two cover and go, well, there's just no way it can be as good. Well, I also had the desire that um, I wanted a painting. I mean, this is an image, and I wanted a painting, and I wanted Christopher to do it since he started painting. And I asked him, and he agreed, and we managed to get through it. And I love it. That's what I want. I see an author that I love her covers, and she also has had people just really resonate with it. And I'm like, that's the kind of cover I want. That's what I'm looking for. And I don't think it's so very different, than book one, but it is painted. So here's what cover two looks like if you haven't seen it already. I could just stare at it for hours. My husband painted this for me. I love it. So if I try to put these side by side, give me a second here while I work on that. Yeah. Wow. No, see, why do you do that? Why do you do that? Don't do that. Okay, there we go. Now we can see them side by side. Same font, same layout, same cozy home feeling. Um, I love all the bright colors in both of them, a different set of colors here than in here, but um, I like it. I hope you do too. I'm hoping that people like this one as well. So yeah, that's my cover journey. No idea what book three will look like. I am still completely in the beginning of that process. I did a little video, I think yesterday, about wow, how much there is to do after you write a manuscript. And so book two, there's just like this whole list of things to work on and do. And then, you start marketing it and trying to get people to be aware that your book exists. And then in my head, I've got all these like simmerings going on for book three. It took me a while to settle on what I wanted to do there, and I think I've settled. But I'm still having a little bit of a hard time letting go of book two and saying I'm ready to move on. And so I'm trying to be patient with myself. And the thing is, I I'm having to be aware that it's not likely that I'll get this book out in the same time frame that I got book two out. Um, so book one took me 3 years just simply because I was muddling and didn't know what I was doing. And I took like 10 months off completely because of schedule. Book two, I was like, I want to see if I can get this one out in a year, and I've done it. I about killed myself doing it. But I did it. And I'm happy about that. It was a goal I had. But this one, I'm like, I I don't want to be always worrying about that deadline in the back of my head. I don't want to not have a deadline to say, it can happen 5 years from now. I don't want that. I want to be able to continually move forward and work on that. But at the same time, I also know that I want to write a really good book. And I feel like book two was a lot more challenging than book one. And I feel like book three is going to be even ever so much more so. My ability to actually write, my ability to dig into my characters and the research that I want to do, it's all increasing with each book that I'm doing. And that's great. You see that with authors all the time. That's my goal. So will I have a book out in October of 2026? I don't know. I'm not going to promise it. I'm not going to guarantee it. I'm not even going to really set that as a goal for myself. I'm going to just see because I have well, that little chart that I did, for the things, for the order of operations, my things that need to happen. Sorry, I'm getting there. Give me a second. I got to pull it up so I can. So that's why I made the grid, because I don't want to have to keep it all in my head. Um, I've done the brainstorming, I've done the research. I haven't written the synopsis yet, so I'm still really at the beginning of this process, and I'm not 100% sure I'll even get started on that until after we've launched book two. I mean, this is also new, every book you add, you just like it's like you're adding another ball to juggle in the air. Each book has a bunch of balls to juggle, and then you add book two with all those, and then you start adding book three, and it's like, holy cow, you've got all these tasks to juggle in the air. And I'm like, I'm going to do the best I can. I'm loving it. But I don't need to stress myself out by saying you've got to do it by this time frame. That's part of the beauty of self-publishing. I get to set what I want to do. And I know we live in a world that likes to binge watch television and we like to binge read series. Well, I'm sorry. I I want to write good books, and for me to be able to write good books, it's going to take me a little more time. So anyway, I know I've kind of chattered on, but that's okay. I don't mind. I hope you don't mind. I hope you like the covers, and we will talk again whenever I have something that I think might be of value to say. See ya.